Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. Before we begin, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel because, as I said before, you're getting consistent content. TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We are live there. We're also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook, and we are live on Twitch and Twitter. Everything there is at the Kempire. Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. Appreciate you all being here. Shout out to my mods. What's going on? I see Miriam. I see Diana. I see Wanda. I see G-Rod. I see Celia. I see everyone. Nicole, what's going on? Shantae. I appreciate you all being here. So we are recapping last night's episode of Shahs of Sunset and the Married to Medicine reunion. And did I hear correctly? We're not going to get part 2 until July 11th, the Potomac premiere. Y'all playing with us. I know it's July 4th next weekend, but still. 2 weeks for part 2. Anyways, we'll get into Married to Medicine. We will be dropping the link once we've reached at least 100 likes. So I'm going to take my time. What's going on, everyone in the chat? Appreciate you all being here. It's a heat wave here in New York City. So my AC is turned up, and so am I. Oh, Lord. God only knows what the heat does to people in their heads during this time. You know, people start going crazy when it's this hot. And I know across the country it's been pretty hot. Let's first of all, shout out to Florida and the victims of that condo collapse. They still haven't found over 100 and something people. I think they've confirmed at the last time I checked was 10 people. So prayers to the friends and families of those people that are affected by that. That's insane to me. Shout out to everyone here in the chat. I see you guys. All right, so let's get into this. Shahs of Sunset aired last night, and I have to say, watching Shahs of Sunset, as you all know, I just really started getting into this new series, and now I'm getting to see more of the background, seeing the things that have happened over the last 8 seasons. And I'm looking at people like Reza. Look, I know a lot of you don't love MJ. I don't love MJ, but I don't see MJ in the same light. I don't see MJ as sinister as some of these other characters, specifically Reza, specifically Gigi, specifically Mike. I'm over Mike. At this point, it's like we're still dealing with the same mess with you, Mike. The same mess. Even though Jessica, his wife, there was a moment between her and MJ in one of the previous seasons, and I was like, girl, I didn't really love Jessica. Let me know in the chat for those of Shahs, the Shahs fans. How did you guys feel about Jessica? I know Mike cheated on her, and she converted for him. Can we put that to the side for a second? How did you guys feel about her in general? Because that little instance for me was like, I don't know about this chick. Sassy in the TikTok chat says, you need to go back in the seasons. MJ can be very sinister. I have been watching the past seasons, and I know she's not innocent. I'm not saying that MJ is innocent. I'm not saying Mercedes is innocent. What I am saying, though, I just don't see her in the same light that I see Reza or I see Gigi. I feel like they are just so evil. Look, I think they're just so evil. LaTanya says, I'm not a fan of Mike's girlfriend. Paulina, me either. Paulina needs to get out of that relationship. She needs to get out of that relationship ASAP. Paulina, though, moves as if she is... Okay, I'm not going to use the word. Look, community guidelines. But she needs to get out of that relationship, but she won't. Even up until this past weekend, I saw a picture of her and Mike on the couch, comfy. In this latest episode of Shahs, they have a pajama party at MJ's house. I get why people like Tommy, because we get a little bit more of Tommy in this latest episode. And to me, Tommy's funny. The first episode of the season that I got to see Tommy, I was a little scared of Tommy. To be honest with you. But I'm not so scared now. I'm getting to see a softer side. I'm getting to see a softer side. Domini, thank you so much for watching on Twitch. I like to remind you guys, we are live on multiple platforms. We are live on multiple platforms. We're live on TikTok. TikTok, I can't see your comments, though. That's the only thing. I have to kind of look. But we're live on TikTok. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. And we're live on Facebook, TheKempire, and Kempire Daily on Facebook. And, of course, we're live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. And we posted 2 new videos today. If you missed that, we did a 90-Day Fiancé recap. And we did a recap of the BET Awards. So be sure to check that out. But back to Shahs of Sunset. I'm going to try and stay focused today. Focus. We will be dropping the call-in link once we reach to 100 likes. So be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. So I'm watching this all play out. Let me make sure I'm staying focused on my notes. We get to see Tommy a few times this episode, more than normal. And I have to say, I don't really like Adam, Reza's husband. Something about him I don't like. And I know the drama from last season with Adam and his involvement in that drama from last season. But with that being said, there's something about Adam that I just don't like. But then again, it makes sense because there's something about Reza that I just don't like either. And Reza is your typical Leo. He makes every single thing about him. Shout out to the Leos. I have a Leo moon. Calm down. There are some good things about Leos. But the annoying thing about Reza, he makes every single thing about himself. And I'm just like, brother. All right, let me stay focused. So Nima calls Mike and he's checking in on Mike. I like Nima. Nima, we get to see a little bit more inside Nima's life and his father and his relationship with his father. Nima's a sweet guy. He's, like I've said before, he is sort of like the Cynthia Bailey of Shahs of Sunset. You know, he's not problematic in a lot of ways. He gives us comedy relief when we need it. I like him. I didn't like his costume from last weekend. I'm still having nightmares about that costume. But I like him. I enjoy him. But as I said, we get a little bit more of Tommy in this episode. But as MJ's steaming her pajamas, which I can appreciate someone that can really host the party. She's hosting a pajama party. She didn't tell these ladies to bring their own pajamas. She is steaming pajamas for all of them. And silk pajamas. I like it, MJ. Yes. Tommy is refusing to even interact with the ladies because, as you know, he has beef with pretty much everyone. I think the only one he doesn't have beef with is Mike and his girlfriend. It is what it is. Can we talk about Destiny? Look, this is not going to be the popular opinion, but it's all right. I'm not here to be popular. Destiny. Okay, so we find out in this episode, Destiny had a stalker situation, and I believe that. I feel like that's real. And we're backtracking to the whole situation with Destiny and Mike. But I honestly feel like Destiny is the one who provoked that situation and escalated it instead of diffusing it. Yes, Mike should have left when she told him to leave, but her grabbing on Mike, that wasn't helping the situation. Her getting in Mike's face, that wasn't helping the situation. And then when she was making it seem as if, oh, he triggered me from when I was stalked, I was like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? And the thing is with Destiny that I don't like, and the one thing I can appreciate about a Gigi, she doesn't call Reza on his BS, even though Gigi hasn't really either. But she's also one of those people. We love Reza. We love Reza. We love Reza. I don't love Reza. I'm over Reza. And I'm glad he wasn't invited to the pajama party, even though he couldn't anyway, because of the restraining order. And I'm glad he wasn't invited to the guys' night out where they were. We got to see Shervin. Shervin was back. Even though, you know how we've been having a little love affair with Shervin, I'm over it. Because I got to really hear Shervin's voice. And I was like, I mean, you can't have everything, right? He's got money. He's good looking. He has a great personality. I guess you can't. Look, the universe will always humble you. You can't have everything in life. Oh, Lord. But seeing the guys hang out, what's interesting? Oh, yeah, Sherman also is very good at throwing an axe. Okay, you can't have everything, Sherman. You can't have everything. But they're, of course, talking about what happened, what transpired. Look, they talk about Reza not being invited to this guy's night out. I'm surprised that these people are even friends. I know I say that every week. I just don't know how these I get it. They're friends because of the show. Maybe in real life, they probably would no longer be friends because these people are cutthroat and only looking out for self. They only want fame, and that's why they're sticking by this show. Because I was just watching some old episodes. Reza and Mike had a falling out a few seasons ago before. And I'm like, how did y'all get over that? And here we are again, having a very same situation where you can't trust Reza. But when you think about it, Reza is not trustworthy, and so is Mike. Mike's not trustworthy. But Mike, I feel like Mike is, look, I'm not defending Mike and I'm not defending Destiny. But I do feel like Mike was already in his feelings. Mike is he wanted his girlfriend to sit next to him because he wants to control her. He doesn't want her having conversations with his friends because he knows how where that has led before. You remember when they were doing the horseback riding, he was running over to be with his girlfriend because she was talking to Reza. Rightfully so. Reza is a snake. But you're also not trustworthy, Mike. You're not trustworthy. This texting situation has happened multiple times, according to according to Paulina. And here we are. Here we are. Natanya says, Mike the narcissist. I get away. I'm trying not to use that word anymore because I feel like so many people use it, even though it might be true. But it's a clinical word. And since I'm not a clinician, I'm not going to use it. But he might be a narcissist. I need to know their signs. I know that Reza is a Leo, and he was showing true Leo traits. In this episode, we find out that he's writing, well, we already knew he was writing a book. This episode, he's meeting with his ghostwriter. I'm like, oh my God, do we really need a book from Reza? And I'm like, yes, we do. He's talking about his struggles of coming out, being in the Persian community, in the Jewish community, his suicidal thoughts. Okay, Reza, we get it. But then I'm just like, if it was someone else, I would enjoy it. I just like can't with Reza. And I know he's probably one of the most beloved characters on this show. But I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm trying not to understand it. I know I'm all over the place. Hold on. Let me just make sure this, because I wrote certain things down. Then I'm like, maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we won't talk about it. Okay. Oh, Gigi and Paulina. I want to see them have a fight. Not a physical fight, but Gigi is over Paulina as much as I am, because she says that it's Paulina's fault that Destiny and Mike aren't getting along. And it's partially true, but Destiny has put herself in the middle of it, though. I know she's friends with Paulina, and I get it. Paulina's coming to her and complaining. That's almost inevitable. So she doesn't like the way that Mike is treating her, and she's dogging Mike out to Paulina, but Paulina is the one coming to her with it. Paulina is the common denominator here. Paulina just needs to let Mike go. She just seems like a battered woman in this relationship. It's not a healthy situation. It's not a healthy situation. Wait, as a fellow leader, I'm not reading Reza's book. I'm kind of over it. Yeah. Look, as a Leo moon, I'm not reading it either. There's something about Reza and this. Now, Reza's a narcissist. I'm not a clinician, so I don't want to say that. But he's very much, it's all about Reza. He makes every situation about him. I was watching the past episodes where he called that other gay guy the F word. And I was like, and then he made it about his struggle. He made it about how he felt about being gay and Persian. And I said to myself, you're making this about you when you are the one. And I'm not saying I know plenty of gay guys that project their inner hatred and what they've experienced on other people. But I wish he would have showed more ownership. He expected sympathy. And Asa at the time was giving him the sympathy. And I'm like, look, I get it's your friend, but no. Look, I just rolled my eyes. Danielle says Paulina needs to go. Look, Paulina, she doesn't need to be on the show. I know we talked about this last week that Paulina looks like she's trying to be on the show, but Paulina doesn't need, because Paulina, even on the show, even if she was in a happy relationship with Mike, she brings nothing. Paulina doesn't have, I know you're probably watching this, Paulina. I'm just saying, I would say the same thing about me on a reality show. But then when I think about it, no, I probably would be more interesting than Paulina because I do have a really great personality. There goes that Leo part of me, my Leo moon. I would be entertaining. I think I'm a pretty funny person. I don't have to drink or anything. I mean, that's why you guys are here watching me recap this. But still, I wouldn't want to be on reality TV. Shante says Reza's a bitch. Tavares says Mike needs to go. I don't know if Mike needs to go. I think Mike, if Mike is going, then Reza should go. I just don't trust any of them. Like, I wouldn't be friends with any of these people. I don't think there's a lot of people on reality TV I would be friends with. Let me think. Is there anyone on reality TV that I would actually want to be friends with? If there's someone that you would want to be friends with, let me know in the chat. For those that are watching the replay, let me know someone on reality TV or specifically Shahs of Sunset or Married to Medicine that you could see yourself being friends with. I could probably be, I really thought about that. I said I probably could be friends with Dr. Heavenly, but then I'm like, that's a lot of energy. And I believe she's a Scorpio. That's a lot of energy. We'll get to Married to Medicine in just a second. Talk True says Quad and Nene. Well. Shan says, Kempire, you don't think Nema's trustworthy and friendable? I could be friends with Nema. I said Nema, well, Cynthia Bailey. I called him the Cynthia Bailey of Shahs. I could probably be friends with Cynthia Bailey. They have a good spirit. They have a good spirit. But I don't know about the future of them being on the show. I like Nema, but I don't know. Nicole says no one for Married to Medicine. We have over 170 people in the chat. Like this video. I'll be dropping the link once we hit 100 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Matter of fact, let me put up my banner. If you haven't joined the Texan community, y'all are missing out. I was dropping all kinds of stuff in my Texan community. Just saying. If you would like to sign up for the Texan community, hit me up, TheKempire.com, or just text the number that you see is scrolling across the screen. Okay. Let me take a sip. Someone in my TikTok chat says they could be friends with Quad. We're going to talk about Married to Medicine in just a second. We're going to talk about Married to Medicine in just a second. Could I be friends with Quad? She's important for the show. I'll just say that. She's important for the show. But I don't know about being friends with her. It depends. These people are probably very different in real life as opposed to being on the show. I think they turn up their personalities for the show. I think in real life, I met some of these people. I'll be like, okay, all right. So Reza's writing a book. He said he's going to meet with everyone. I didn't realize how long Reza has known Destiny. And that's what I love about these shows. That's why I love Family Karma, that there really is years of friendship or years of knowing people. Even if we haven't seen them on the show since the beginning, they've known these people for a very long time. So he's interviewing Destiny in regards to his book. And I think it's interesting. I'm like, okay, it's your book, but you're interviewing other people. I don't know. It's sort of like, tell me how much you love me. I think that's always Reza's angle. Tell me how much you love me. What were your first thoughts when you met me? What are the wonderful memories you have of me? Okay, Reza. I can't. But like I said, I do think Reza's story is important, especially because there are probably young Persians or young Jewish boys or young Muslim boys that could relate to his story. I just feel like it's just another project for Reza to make money. That's just my thoughts. MJ's has her pajamas party. As I said to you before, I thought it was really cute that, she really knows how to throw a party. I actually really like MJ's home. How does MJ making her money besides? I know we saw in the early seasons that she used to do real estate, but what does Tommy do? What's Tommy's job. And anytime Shams comes across the screen, I'm like, Shams is so cute. Shams is so cute. And I love the fact that his name is Shams. Hold on, y'all. I'm just making sure I'm covering all the areas before I drop the link. Once we reach 100 likes, I'll drop the link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on Shahs of Sunset. We're also recapping Married to Medicine, the reunion, part 1. And I'll let you know my thoughts in just a second about that. So Tommy and MJ have a conversation about the pajama party. So they have the pajama party. The parties and the boys' party, it wasn't much to report on, y'all. I thought we were going to get more. Paulina does not show up. She was invited. She does not come to the pajama party because Mike probably told her not to come. Mike is really controlling. I did like when Mike and Destiny met up on the beach, and you saw what Mike was doing. Because I have Jewish friends, and also I got a percentage of Jewish in me too, Ashkenazi. Yes. Black mitzvah, stay tuned. The tradition, what he was doing, the prayer, I thought that was actually really beautiful for them to share. That's what I love about the show. We're getting to see so many different elements of culture and religion, and I was just like, okay, I like that. And I like the fact they had a conversation. Do I believe that this is going to last? No. No. I think Destiny is one of those kind of characters that can be very annoying. She's been kind of low-key in the background the first couple of episodes, but now seeing her at her own party, she has an annoying personality. She has an annoying, at least to me, she has an annoying personality. Not to say Mike is innocent. Mike is not innocent. He's cheating on his girlfriend. No, he admitted it. He was cheating. Well, he doesn't believe texting those kinds of, or sexting is cheating. And I beg to differ, Mike. And I heard a story from someone about Mike slipping in their DMs. I'm not going to say who, but I heard a story. And I'm like, oh. So Mike really does this religiously. Someone said she looked, I'm not going to even repeat that. All right. Back to my notes. So they seem to hash out their stuff, but as we see in what's coming up, that the drama is not over. The drama is not over between Mike and the rest of his friends. Could this just be them creating a storyline for the rest of the season? Maybe, but it seems as if based on the little mid-season trailer, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see it. According to Destiny, though, on the beach, she felt like Mike violated her. We gotta be careful with the words that we use, y'all. I don't feel like Mike violated her. Yes, Destiny explained about the stalker situation, and I'm not saying that didn't affect her, but very much like Reza, I feel like they're grabbing at straws in regards to make something out of nothing. Oh wait, someone said this. Does he wear a mask while cheating? Well, in upcoming episodes, they're wearing masks. And it was kind of creepy, the preview that they gave us. And I was like, and then seeing Reza in that makeup, I was like, I really felt like I really saw Reza's true self. Like, Reza that's a dark spirit. That's a dark spirit to me. We have over 200 and something people in the chat. I'll be dropping the call-in link once we reach 100, and we're almost there. So like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And matter of fact, let me put this up because I haven't put this up just yet. Because this is important to remind you guys. Miriam said, are we at 100 yet? Not yet. We're almost there, though. Let's get to 100, y'all. But here are my thoughts, because as I said to you before, I've been watching the past seasons of Shahs of Sunset. I'm still on the fence with MJ. I don't see a problem with MJ. I see in this latest season, though, we're getting to see Gigi's sister, Layla, more often. But I remember from the recent episodes that I've been watching, I think it was like season 3 or season 4, she hated the fact that Layla was on the show, and she hated the fact that she was friends with MJ. And I saw MJ in this latest episode make a mention of them hanging out. And I was like, okay, they've gotten to a better place. But Gigi is a spoiled brat. Gigi is a spoiled brat. And, in the beginning, I was okay with Gigi. But as you've all said, keep watching. And as I'm watching, I'm like, but I did in this episode, I like the fact that Gigi pointed out about Paulina, because I agree with her about Paulina. I feel like she is the common denominator in regards to why Destiny and Mike are having issues. Does that make Mike innocent? No, it doesn't make Mike innocent. It doesn't make what Mike is doing is right. What Mike is doing is wrong. And Mike is not showing any ownership. He's throwing it at everyone. He's projecting it at everyone. And he's making it seem, look, as I said to you before, Reza is not innocent. Reza is not innocent. However, Mike needs to just take ownership. I think if Mike took ownership, then there wouldn't be any issue with Reza. Do I think Reza really threw Gigi under the bus to Mike? On some level, I believe that. I don't know. But then would we have a show? Would we even have a show if that was the situation? What else would they be talking about? And do you guys think that Reza will finally get to meet Shams by the end of the season? Do you think that there will be based on the previews, we don't see an actual conversation happen between Adam, Reza, Tommy, and MJ. That to me would make the season for me. Even if it's like towards the end. But they need to drop that restraining order. Point blank period. If you really want to meet Shams, Reza, just drop the restraining order. Susie says, depends on Tommy. Jen says, no, he will not meet the baby. And that baby's a cutie. And Reza's like, I just want to meet Shams. Okay, Reza, you know what you need to do then. Why are you acting like this is in their hands? It's really in you and Adam's hands. And I already said, if you're just joining us, I'm not feeling Adam under his eye with that beard. He needs to cut that too. But there's something about Adam's energy. Something about Adam. But I strongly believe you attract what you are. So if I'm not loving Reza, and I think Reza is all about himself, it wouldn't surprise me that Adam is all about himself as well. Susie says Tommy is still pissed. Understandably. Should Tommy have went to their house and did what he did? No. But if you've been friends with someone and you have a deep friendship with someone, you probably feel like you could go there and lose your mind, and that your friend won't put a restraining order against you. I'm trying to think, if a friend came over to my house and did that to my yard, how I would feel. Would I put a restraining order? I don't think so. That's a lot of paperwork. Yes, Adam is a snake. I need to get caught up to the current. I mean, I'm watching the current season, but at least to last season, just to see how the whole Adam situation played out. But we'll get there. Oh, Adam just disliked the video, y'all. Or Reza. That's all right. I'm not going to read your book, Reza. All right, we're 3 likes away from 100 likes. Let's get there, and I'll drop the call-in link. Matter of fact, Shan says Adam is a twerp. What is a twerp? Like, I know we use that word, but what is a twerp? Shan, when you call in, I know you're going to call in. What is a twerp? Let me just drop this link. Well, we're already at 100. Let me drop the link. Hold on, y'all. Call in. Hold on, y'all. TikTok, if you're wondering where I'm talking, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're live there. We're also live on Facebook, the Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook, and we are live on Twitter and Twitch at the Kempire. So head on over there. And of course, we're live here on TikTok. I just don't see all of your comments. Marissa on TikTok says, can't stand Adam. Adam's got hidden motives. Wow. So apparently everyone, oh, they want to know my thoughts on Destiny. I don't like Destiny. I feel like Destiny dropping this whole stalker thing was very convenient. I think it was very convenient. I don't believe that this whole stalker situation is why she was so triggered. We got to get away from using those moments to have a moment. Anyways. Oh, I see Shan. I'm going to bring Shan up. Hold on. Shan, what's a twerp?
According to Oxford Dictionary, a silly and or annoying person. Annoying, 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 annoying. And I know twerp is like from the 40s, but it's so suited to Adam.
Yeah.
Right, like, because it's just, he's like, you just want to flick him, like, go away. Just go away.
But doesn't it make sense that Adam and Reza are together?
If you're into sub and dom relationships.
Oh! Wait! What do you mean by that?
Come on. Jeez, who's the top, who's the bottom?
Oh, no.
Not just that.
Okay,
Sorry,
this episode, what was the standout moment for you from this episode?
Actually, I put in the comments at the beginning, this is what, the 6th or 7th episode of the season, and it's the first kind of dry boots one. Nothing really did it for me. Yeah, what can I say? No, nothing really did it for me. Was there a standout for you? I didn't get a takeaway from you.
Wait, say it one more time?
Was there a standout for you? I didn't really hear you with a standout.
The standout for me was how much I dislike Reza. It was like an emotional reaction. I was just
visceral.
I was like, I can't stand looking at you.
And I know you don't want to use narcissist, but then as you started talking about how you interviewed Destiny, that's like the perfect example. Like, tell me more. Come on, you tell me all about me.
Miriam, wait, Mike is fake as fake. Really?
Well, guidelines.
Oh. What was your reaction to this episode, Miriam?
Well, first of all, my reaction to you guys calling Pauline a common denominator. Hello? She was opening up to someone about her boyfriend, and her and Destiny developed the friendship. I don't see anything wrong with that.
She doesn't have other friends?
Well, even if she has other friends, maybe this is a call for help because Jessica started doing that. No, listen, Mike has a type, and Jessica and Paulina, they're very similar. And I don't care how much, I don't vibe with them. I feel like they are very like plasticky. But then again, just because of their outer appearance. But now I understood that Paulina goes all the way into her looks because of Mike, because of his cheating. He is a cheater. For me, Mike brings nothing to the franchise. Nothing. He lies all the time. It's the same fights with Reza, and then they make up just for the sake of the show. Yesterday, I wanted to throw up when both of them appeared on the virtual Bravo parade. Like, oh, now you guys made up? And everybody in the comments was like, why is Reza here? We're going away. Like, nobody likes Reza. No one likes Reza. Reza is extremely, like, after what he did to MJ, it was like, it just exposed who he is. At first, he was really very smart in stirring the pot behind the scenes. But then for him to spew all those nasty things about a woman, period, let alone your childhood friendship, just exposed him. And yes, I feel like he's the wrong messenger. It's the right message about the book, but very wrong messenger, just because of the way he is. We don't like to empathize with oppressed people when they are nasty to other people. It just don't go together. We want someone that's nice and kind. And Adam, he never had that transformation in the on the screen or on the show, at least. It was really just his appearance this season. Till last season, till everything that happened with him and Tommy, he was still the nice guy that everybody loves. But this season, yeah, for him, I think just to demand that, the renewal of the restraining order, it was a way of icing MJ out of the show. But don't they know that without her husband, she won't be with you? I feel like Reza needs to go. I will accept Gigi just because she has a kid. And I want Asa back. I want the Shah Moms show. I don't want all these people who want to pretend they're still in their 20s when they're almost 50 and they're partying like there's no. Yeah, that's the show now. Reza
But Asa's so fake. You say
guy.
You say you want like real and authentic.
Reza took back his dislike. I love when that happens.
Well,
love
good,
you, Reza. But Asa's so fake. What are you talking about, Miriam? She's faker than anybody.
Asa? I don't think so. Asa was all about the business from the beginning.
I agree with you.
She never lied. She was about her business. And what happens is her boyfriend never wanted to be on the show. So he put her in a weak position, in comparison to the others. And it wasn't her fault. Just like it's not Paulina's fault. Yeah. Jermaine never wanted to be on the show. Jermaine wanted to be on the show. If he wanted, she would have brought the Jackson to the franchise. She wanted to sell more stuff, more water. She wanted to sell her art that nobody understood. She wanted to sell her castings. Of course, she would have brought
Danielle, what are your thoughts? First of all, what were your thoughts on what Miriam and Shan are fighting over? And I want to know your thoughts on this latest episode of Shahs of Sunset.
So I loved Asa. So I'm team Miriam with that one. However, with what Miriam was saying, the Jackson kid came on the show one episode when they were like in the studio or something. And yes, he did not want to be on the show. And if you were dating a Jackson and he told you to come off the show, you would do it too. I mean, it's the Jacksons. Like, who is the America's family?
Not unless it's Michael Jackson.
Well, no one's dating him because he's gone. So there's that. So if I am dating him, I'd be too scared to even tell anyone that I'm dating him.
Preach. I would have left the show too.
But Jermaine never did put that ring on her finger.
Oh yeah, so I think that had a big part to do with this. They're still boyfriend and girlfriend, baby mama, baby daddy, and I never understood that because Asa always claimed to be so this, so that, but yet she went and had this baby out of wedlock by this man who's not part of her heritage.
She had a baby with him?
Yes.
You got to keep watching. She actually is pregnant on the show. You got to keep watching.
Oh. And she was the most horrible pregnant woman you've ever seen.
Why?
She was self-righteous and like so boxy. That's how I feel.
Okay, but I think by the time she got to that place, she was fed up with everyone. Because remember, if we remember the base of their dynamics, she wasn't friends with them in high school because they used to tease her because she wasn't a cool kid. She didn't have fashion clothes,
wasn't rich,
all the top labels and stuff. And they used to call her like the Shaw's Punky Brewster. Like they just thought she was really weird.
Because she was the poor.
Because she was poor, right. And her family said that they had to leave everything when they came from Iran over to America, and they left everything just to escape. So her story is somewhat different. She went to Beverly Hills High, but she didn't grow up in 90210. So
yeah, she said they were in like, not like a, what's that, subsidized housing. And yeah, she has a cool backstory, which is why I wanted to root for her. But I just found as the longer she was on the show, she went from someone like very artistic and sort of rooted in that, saying that she wasn't into the labels and all that, and then she changed and she became more like when that season that her and Reza were best friends. I feel she really changed. That was just my perception.
Was that Reza
rubbing off on her? It
was Reza.
Wait, hold on. You can't blame a grown man for changing a grown woman's personality.
Oh no, so
he's changed the destiny.
To piggyback on what Shan said, I don't think her personality changed, but she was impressed, or just like she fell into the Hollywood life. She was
okay. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So you're telling me? So you guys are telling me that Asa is fake? Let me bring up Shantae. Let me bring up Shantae. What are your thoughts on this whole Asa situation? I'm muting everyone.
Okay. I'm not here for that Asa slander because we must have been watching two completely editions of Shahs of Sunset. Asa was never perfect and never carried herself like she was. She just wasn't here for the, okay, I know you don't like the word, some of the narcissism. She wasn't here for some of the materialism. She was always trying to do something that was a little more productive, even though she was in those vanity projects that just didn't seem to go nowhere. But when she got pregnant, I do want to say her priorities did change and shift a little bit more to, because she's having this child. I didn't see where she was, I don't know what words y'all are using, but it's slander. first of all, she was the one that was always kind of looking at the bigger picture. She always looked at the fact, she was always the one trying to be peacemaker. I don't ever recall Asa starting any bullshit, ever. So she was the one, for example, okay, I see somebody's got their mouth wide open. So once again, we were watching 2 different shows, but I'll digress. Asa was Asa was the one, because like I said, when she got pregnant, especially MJ came for her so hard, like she does with people. And she made it very clear. This is my pregnancy, it's my life. I get to share with what I want with you when I feel like it's appropriate. MJ, for whatever reason, just wanted to, I really think it was jealousy. Like I said, you know, people were paying a bit more attention to Asa. They were happy for her. And I think she wanted things to be done the way she felt they should be done. But it's like Asa said, if he never asked me to marry him, we're good. That's her soulmate regardless. Some people are not down with that type of formality. So I just don't see where Asa was that type of person where it's like, you got to give me a ring, you got to give me a wedding. No, this is her life and she's enjoying different things at different phases of her life. Some people don't want to get married and have the baby in the same year. They want to enjoy things separately in their own due time. And I kind of think that's where Asa was.
Miss Sia, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, Diamond Water, now available at Ross.
That's where I got my bottle from. I got so there's no line in that. There's no
Diamond Water.
I did
you can't get Diamond Water nowhere.
Okay. Kempire, can I say something about Asa?
Yeah.
I agree with Shantae. Are we watching 2 different shows? Everybody, when they saw that she was using the platform for business, everybody came after her. Yet she's the only one that really needs to make money. So she was using the platform just like Bethany did. You know, so everybody came gunning after her, and they started complaining that she's not showing her boyfriend as if he's a possession of her. MJ was jealous when she got pregnant, and they were also even attacking Asa for having a bastard child. They used that word.
Who did?
All of them. Mike.
MJ. MJ used the word. MJ used the
word. So this is why, I don't understand. They attacked Asa, and Asa, as soon as she became, she got the caftans, the business going. She got the baby. She got the man. She was like, I'm not here for this. And she left the show because they were all attacking her. The reunion, when you get to the reunion, the last reunion that Asa was there, it's extremely uncomfortable how they were coming for her. For what? Because she has a child out of wedlock. Oh, so now all of a sudden they are religious? Ooh.
Shan, I know, first of all, you seem to be alone out here, but I have your back. What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
Everyone has laid out their case for Asa.
Maybe I was a little harsh, but I still am not a fan. I'm going to channel, so I'm not going to go super.
See, that's what happened when you try to log on.
Oh my God! Poor Shan.
That's what happened when you do it from work. At work.
You know what?
Oh,
Dana, thank you so much for the super chat. Shan, if you can hear me, just maybe log on out and come back in because it says device not connected.
Did you see her avatar?
We have over 300 people in the room. Miriam, I'm muting all of y'all. I am talking. Okay, we have almost 300 people in the room. Like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Again, let's get to 200 likes. Data, thank you so much for the super chat. Data says this: Asa was a jewel. They were jealous. Asa had things going on and was popping. While they were selling staged homes, they already sold.
Ooh, just like HGTV. That's right.
Wow, there's a lot of people defending Asa. I don't know. Remember, I'm still catching up. I'm still catching up. Come on now.
My bad.
All right, wait, hold on. You know, when y'all throw money at me, I gotta shake. All right, Miss Sia, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, remember when Mike and MJ got super religious because Asa wasn't married when she was preggo? Like Mike's a saint. Oh, I gotta get caught up on this season. Exactly. Hold on. Everyone, hold on. I want to hear other people's opinions on this. We're going to start talking about Married to Medicine in just a second, even though I think part 1 didn't have a lot. I think in part 2, which is coming July 11th. Thanks, Danielle.
Don't.
Rasani, what are your thoughts? Rasani? Rasani, we can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I started Shahs from the beginning when it first started, so I'm all caught up. Now listening to you, slow poke, you are. It's like, okay, let me go back and rewatch. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much Reza and MJ were disgusting human beings. I mean, they were. I mean, they literally poked at things just to get a reaction. I genuinely think that they're probably not friends in real life now.
Oh.
I'm. It's all for the show. What Gigi's doing now, presently, like as far as like MJ, she should have been done that in. I think it was. I'm on season 3 now. Where the kiss with the with the Lily and the kiss with the guy and I'm like, first of all, if you did that, you're not my friend anymore. That's it. It's over. Sorry, let me just fast forward real quick before I go back. About this episode, I don't believe Destiny. That's a storyline for her. Because I don't see anything in the action where that's something that was triggering for her. You were the one that came out as the aggressor first, and Mike was kind of like defending himself.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, I know that you said that you don't trust Mike.
You trust him?
Hold on. I don't trust him as a partner. I think I can have trust for Mike as a friend.
Oh, really?
Y'all don't make up your face like that. Oh my God, fix your faces.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Like if you even go back and look at season 3 when, you know, he'll call you out on your
No,
crap.
how about
like,
wait, Rasani, how about we go to this current season?
Mm-hmm.
We go to this current season where he lies to Nima and says, I don't have WhatsApp. And Nima's like, we are on a group chat on WhatsApp.
No. That okay. I get where you're coming from and I understand what you're saying with that. But that is more of, ooh, I'm trying to like cover my bases as far as his intimate relationship with Paulina.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say like as a friend, like I think he will have your back as a friend.
Okay.
He's not gonna be like the Reza or the MJ that goes, oh, Paulina, did you know that I saw Mike kissing the girl down the street yesterday? Blah, blah, blah. I don't see Mike doing that. That's why I say like as a friend in that regard.
Okay.
And what you're saying, he's just like, I need to protect my relationship at any cost. So yeah, no, I don't have WhatsApp. What Facebook? What's that? This is the first I'm hearing about it. That's more of a protection of him and his relationship, if that makes any sense to you. No?
It makes sense. It makes sense. And that's why I love when you guys call in, because you give me a different perspective on it. I want to move on, though, because we've already spent almost an hour on talking about the Shahs of Sunset. And look, we can, and we do this every week. We do a mashup of Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. I want to talk about the Married to Medicine reunion part 1. Danielle, did you have any thoughts or anything that stood out to you in part 1? Let me open my notes.
Okay. First of all, let's start with
the fashion.
Well, the fashion was on point, except for Simone. I don't know what Bratz doll or teeny bopper dress Simone. I don't know what she had on. I don't know what she was given, but whatever she was given, it wasn't given what it was supposed to give. Then let's go to Anita, our so-called in-house fashion blogger who looked like, I don't know who she looked like. I don't know who did her dress. I don't know who did her makeup, but it was a mess. Outside of those two, then there's Jackie, but Jackie is already boring. So Jackie gave what she was supposed to give as a boring person.
Jackie also had a commercial during that episode. I was like, all right, Jackie, cash that check.
Yes, because she talked about it on the show. She had the people where she did this the Zoom call with. So I was impressed with seeing the commercial. But again, it upsets me because Jackie's an AKA. I need her to step her fashion game up. Obviously she's good at what she does because she has Tamar Braxton. She has all these celebrities. She had Candy. She has all these celebrity clients or patients, but yet you're boring with your fashions. And Curtis looks better than she does, and his little suit was cute. Anyway, outside of those three, I think the Heavenly looked the bomb for what Heavenly is known to give.
Heavenly looked amazing. And it was funny because Heavenly, Anila, and Contessa and Quad were all styled by the same person.
Yes, I saw that. But Heavenly, because we know, first of all, Heavenly been carrying the same Louis Vuitton bag for the last 6 seasons. Heavenly looked amazing for what we know Heavenly to dress. So I think Heavenly she won the award for fashions.
Yeah, she won.
I liked Quad. I think all the ladies outside of those top 3 look good. So there's that. Fashions were on point. Thank you, Married to Medicine. But when we go to Toya and her and them discussing how she was this season, and her response was, my husband works in the ER. My husband is... I'm like Dr. Jackie. I need you to... Yeah, Dr. Jackie does look homely. You're right, O Street. I'm like Dr. Jackie. I need you to take a step back, take ownership and accountability for your actions, because you're not the only one that was going through it. I think she felt like she was justified because her husband was in it a little more than the rest of them. Like, they're all doctors, but Heavenly had to close down her practice. Simone and Dr. Jackie had to close down their practice. Contessa did hers virtually, so she wasn't like in the midst of touching it and stuff. So I get that part. Mm-hmm. But for real, Toya, you were like that because you were just being nasty and ugly. It had nothing to do with COVID. Stop trying to make COVID your excuse. Be quiet. Take ownership of it. Take a step back and learn how to apologize. Like, that really pissed me. And I always want to like Toya, but she just always does something to make me like, dang, Toya, like I can't give you a vote because you always do something to intercourse it up.
Miriam, what was one of the things that stood out to you during part 1 of the Married to Medicine reunion?
Toya did apologize, and I understand where Toya was coming from when she mentioned her husband. She was really like, when she said my husband is in the ER, meaning risk-wise, he was exposed the most. So I gotta give her that pass. Just that. I'm not saying that she admitted that she was acting up, but she didn't know like how to, or they didn't give her a chance because they were like interrupting her. And other than that, like I feel like the core of, or the root cause of Toya's acting up is really being disrespected by her intelligence, because even she was getting jabs from the bulldog Heavenly.
Come on, let's not call her a bulldog.
Oh my God, she was attacking her. She wouldn't take like a. Thank God she kissed her so that she stopped talking a little bit. No, really, come on. Like, we all saw the reunion, right? She didn't let Toya speak. And I understand, like, what Toya tried to say. I'm not saying that she didn't act up. Yes, she did. But in all honesty, her husband, being like he's the only ER doctor, most of the others are, okay, we have the pregnant ladies, but, like, it's different. When someone...
ER doctor, too, isn't he? Isn't Dr. Daddy?
No.
What is
he used to be.
He used to be, not anymore. Now the only one that's ER doctor is Eugene, and that's scary in a pandemic. So, and I loved Toya's hair. Toya's hair was the fashion for me. Everyone had something wrong with them. Like I loved Heavenly's hair, but yeah, she looked better. Like what she usually gives us. She looked amazing yesterday. I agree with Danielle there. But like for me, Toya's hair was that whimsy. I loved it. She's giving Dorit a run for her money.
Shantae, what was your reaction to the part 1 of the Married to Medicine reunion?
Okay, so going on about the fashions or the fashion nonsense, I'm gonna agree. Simone was giving me Bratz doll, Barbie girl realness, but you know what? That was all right for Simone. of all people. Because, I mean, we just never see her get it completely right anyway. We
Oh.
know all these reunion looks are always hit and miss for everybody. It's very rare you say, chef's kiss, somebody did it. No. And she was just staying true to how they are. They hit and miss. So she was kind of in between. I'm not gonna brag on her too much. I really wasn't feeling Contessa's look with the little waterfall on the side of her shoulder. I don't know what was going on there. She was giving me like Macy's Thanksgiving Day float.
Oh,
It just she did. It just looked a mess. Everybody, but you know, Heavenly looked good. I'm gonna give her that because you know I'm not a big fan of Heavenly. But anywho, Toya, I do see how and why she was a bit on the defensive, but this is just is a buildup to how she's always been and how everybody's always received her. Until she changes her attitude, nobody's going to receive her any differently, and she's always going to be defending her actions, her words, and everything else. And she just kind of, I don't think she really just busted the box wide open, so to speak, with it this season, but I think she's getting pretty damn close. Because with the Neela, her so-called new friend, she used her. Let's just face it. Let's just put that out where it is. And she, you know, she sees that people got to see her being a user. That's making her defensive. Well, you made your bed, lie in it, sweet girl. Then her marriage with Dr. Eugene. We're seeing how, you know, again, she was probably trying to deal with everything else from last season. It carried over. And then with them filming her, because it seems like they can never deal with the crisis emotionally during the off season of filming. It just always happens to pop up when them cameras are around, which is so unfortunate.
Oh,
and she
so you don't feel sympathy?
From that point of view, I do. It would be nice if they could finally deal with something when they don't have to film. They're going to have to talk about it later, but to have to deal with it while cameras are in your face daily, I do feel bad about that. But Toya, I think, is just, I don't want to say she never realized or knew who she was, but I think she's getting too lost or had gotten too lost in doctor's wife, higher tax bracket, I need to look at point blank. And I think that just has come back and bit her in the you know what.
Is that a
Contessa
thing?
What's it again, Danielle?
The what?
Is that a doctor's wives thing, or is that just the mentality of Atlanta people right now? Like everyone has to be this and everyone has to be that, and you
always coming for a city. You are always coming for a city.
That's not true. I think that's just people anywhere. Like I said, it's like when you move on up into that new tax bracket, what did I say? Money kind of magnifies what you already were. Toya was probably that it girl, or she was probably that chick that just, you know, could dress and was always in and blah. And now that she has more of a higher tax bracket to do those things, it just kind of made her a little more somewhat unbearable, made her meet, you know, because she was the only one. Is she the only one that doesn't work? Yeah, she's the only one in the group that's not working. She's married. She's literally married to Madison. Well, no, Neela. But it just, everything about her has just been magnified along with her problems and issues, just like all the other ladies. Right. All right. And so, yeah.
I'm not stopping there. Dana, thank you so much for the super chat. Dana, thank you so much for the super chat. Toya wasn't worried about the ER when she forced Eugene in the bubble bath. She was just making excuses for her bad behavior.
Thank you, Dana.
All right, Rasani, what were your thoughts on Married to Medicine, the reunion, part 1?
I'm not going to address the fashions.
Yeah, that's fine. We can move along.
We can move along. Toya, I think it was Danielle that said it as like a buildup of things for her. And the buildup is that the other woman, they don't have any respect for her, and they show her that they don't have any respect for her. And that's just Toya's fault. You know, it's like you're on a show, you have a platform, do something with it. Be productive. Help your husband out of his IRS issues, your IRS issues, because I'm sure it's probably going to come around again. And Shantae said something early. Yes. You know, like people like to go against, say, money changes people. Money doesn't change you. Money just shows you who you really were from the beginning. That's what money does. Yeah. If you were a butthole from before, You're just now a bigger butthole. If you're kind, you're kinder, and so on and so forth. I did notice that they did show Jackie's commercial. I personally wouldn't buy makeup line from Jackie. No shade, I'm not trying to,
Is it makeup or is it just skincare?
Whatever. Jackie doesn't have nice skin.
Oh,
she doesn't do
damn.
good makeup. I'm sorry.
School for Cootie Cat. She didn't even go to school for makeup. She went to school for what?
I agree.
She's not a dermatologist. If you were a dermatologist, then I can go, yes. Now, if you want to sell me the vibrators or the gels for my vagina or something for me to make my vagina taste better, pineapple, then sure. But you're not a dermatologist. Why would they just like spew these things and I don't even. Oh, sorry, back up. One thing I want to say real quick. When she was talking to Toya about accountability, right? And saying that, oh, you need to be accountable for your actions and what you say. I used to like Jackie. What's her face? The tax chick.
The Toya?
No. Not last season. The season before.
Buffy.
Oh, Buffy.
Buffy. When she did what she did with Buffy, I lost every respect for her. As a doctor,
I'm gonna
and
need
just
all of
as
us to move on because every week when we recap Married to Medicine, everyone brings this up about Dr. Jack. I'm gonna need y'all to move on.
I cannot move because you know why I can't move on from it? Because first of all, she's pissed off at Simone for not having her back. But Simone wasn't supposed to have your back in that instance. You were wrong. You're wrong for putting the lady's business out there in the public. And worse, on national TV. And it was like, oh, nothing. And you were offended that you had to apologize or you felt that you were too big to apologize. You shouldn't have done it in the first place. And Simone shouldn't have had your back for that. And that's why she and Simone had beef in the first place, yeah? So now you're going to come to...
It seems as if they're going to be addressing Dr. Simone and Jackie's relationship next week's episode. I want to move this along because there's certain areas of the part one reunion that we have not covered. Because we will get to Dr. Contessa because I do think Dr. Contessa and her relationship woes will be playing out in part 2 and part 3. But before we get into that, I just want to kind of talk about everyone. If you guys just mute your mics, because when we have people talking or the sounds in the background, the person that's speaking can't be heard on the playback, just so you guys know. So for those that are just joining us, we are recapping Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine reunion part 1. We have over 300 something people in the chat. Let's get to 200 likes. It's an easy and free way of supporting the Kempire Daily channel where you're getting consistent daily hot topics. And we already posted 2 new videos today and shorts. So be sure to check those out after the live. And for those that are watching this live replay, be sure to let us know your thoughts on Shahs of Sunset and the Married to Medicine reunion part 1. So in this part 1 reunion, we see Anila and Toya kind of get over their issues. They kiss and make up. But apparently, because I just saw Anila on Dr. Heavenly's YouTube channel last week, and they aren't friends. So I think they just sort of made up for the reunion. We have seen that happen before. We also have heard that Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone really just made up for the show. They're really not friends. That's according to Dr. Heavenly. I believe her. I don't believe they are friends. It came across fake this season. Also, Quad joins the group. Here's my only pet peeve. They should have had Lisa Nicole Cloud, and they should have had Carrie for this reunion. I need them. I need them to be a part of this conversation. We needed Quad too. I think Quad brought so much in this part 1. If Quad wasn't there, I think we probably wouldn't have had a lot of humorous moments or confrontation. Quad is necessary for the show. But I really would have liked to see Carrie. I really would have liked to see Lisa Nicole because there were issues with those ladies amongst the ladies. I would want to see them play out that situation with Anila and Lisa Nicole. Let's hear it. Let's hear about what's going on with Lisa Nicole's businesses. They should have given them that opportunity to sort of like clear those issues up. I don't get why they do the things that they do. And again, another week where I'm going to say, why is Andy Cohen hosting this reunion. All right, I'm digressing. The other area of the conversation that they handle is Dr. Heavenly and Quad's relationship and how shady they can be. But one thing I can respect about Dr. Heavenly, and she says this on her YouTube channel, so I kind of watch that along with when I come here to recap it, because it does give me a little bit of a background on things that were happening behind the scenes. So Dr. Heavenly says the reason why she kept on bringing Quad up during the season was to have Quad on the show, to support Quad. But as you already know, if you watch the show, Quad and Dr. Heavenly have this sort of back and forth, sisterly, but it can get very vicious. It can get very dark at times. And you're like, okay, what's really happening here? But I enjoy watching it. So we need Quad back next season full time. And I hope she does get married to medicine. And her and Bill Gates, y'all need to stop that. That's not gonna work. But she says she has a few different guys that she's considering at this moment. I need to see more of Quad. I don't care about Lisa Nicole coming back. She can stay where she at. I do want to see Carrie come back. I want to see. I don't mind if Neela comes back, because Neela is married to medicine. She has that lifestyle. I want to see more of her home. We got to see a little bit of her home last week. Beautiful. They did an amazing job. And we find out in this episode, it did cost them $3 million to do it. We also are reminded that Neela comes from money. Not only does she have money with her husband, Kieran, who I think we need to see more of Kieran next season too, and her mom. I need to see all of that. So we're going to give Neela another opportunity to come back and show us more of that. But at the end of the episode of part 1, Married to Medicine Reunion, they address Dr. Contessa's relationship. And I am going to say one thing. I know a lot of people are probably going to come down on Quad, saying that Quad has put out, this information so freely. But Dr. Contessa in the episode says, everyone knows. But I think that was also editing. I don't think it was just that Quad was just spitting out the information. I think there were like long moments. And I think that's what Quad was. It just seemed as if Quad was just putting it out there. With that being said. So we find out in part 1 of this reunion that Dr. Contessa, or Dr. Contessa, she filed for a legal separation. A legal one. And I just don't understand why she didn't feel the need, why she had her friends speak up for her. And this is why why I like why I like Married to Medicine, is the fact that there really are friends. When they're not on the show, they are actually friends, because if she's sharing this much of her life with these women, even off camera, says to me that there is a genuine friendship amongst the ladies. Maybe not all of the ladies, but there seems to be a genuine friendship, which makes the show more authentic. So Dr. Contessa, Quad makes it known that there are still troubles in their relationship, that she's filed for a legal separation. And Dr. Scott is back to it. He's like, what? They set him up. Miriam, I see your face. What was your reaction to Dr. Contessa finding out that he's getting a legal separation from Dr. Scott?
Well, clearly not everyone on that stage knew, because Anila was very surprised.
Well, Neil's not really a good friend of Dr. Contessa.
Yeah, but she said everybody here knows. But no, not everybody.
I think she was exaggerating.
Well, exactly. That's my point. And their friendship, the camaraderie is also I feel like exaggerated in the show. At first, I thought they were real friends. But then now, if you look at Heavenly's and Quad's friendship, this is how they are friends to each other. They know each other's beef or things that need to be kept secret. And they keep antagonizing each other and threatening, hey, you say this, I'll say that. So I feel like this is how the friendships are being held in this franchise. I can't move on from Jackie. I cannot. And because has she moved on? She hasn't moved on.
We're not talking about Dr. Jackie.
Yeah, but even as a friendship, I don't feel like as friend, she's not a good friend. You can't be a good friend to one person, and we all think you're the best friend for Simone, and then you're not when we see in other instances. I don't think it's a real friendship. I think that was a setup for the reunion. And why fight for legal separation? They can just separate. Why legal? Why it has to be legal?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but there are reasons why people file for a legal separation, because it steps towards an actual divorce. And I believe in certain states you have to do that before you can get divorced.
Not
I'm not a lawyer.
Atlanta.
Danielle, thoughts on Dr. Contessa revealing that she has filed for a legal separation? Well, Quad did.
Well, I just sent you a link, and if you go to Scott's page, he makes this long post, and you see Contessa in the comments with fire signs as if she's supporting him.
Oh, well, we already talked about it last week. We did a whole video on Dr. Heavenly revealing that she believes that their relationship is not a physically abusive relationship, but emotionally. That's not surprising to me that she would be defending him.
Right. So I don't think the legal separation papers are still in play with, I mean, because this post is kind of recent. So I don't think the separation papers are still in play. That's my point of saying that. And we talked, like you said, we talked about it last week. I do agree that it is an emotionally toxic marriage. And I don't think she's going to leave. I think part of her problem is, and I'm not going to say it's a problem, it's just how some people think. She is all about the picture. The picture is husband, kids, can't be separated. We got these kids. We got to stick it out for the kids, and not taking into consideration what the kids might be going through, what they're witnessing. If that's how she chooses to handle it, that's on her. I don't personally agree with that. I think kids are resilient, and I think they can adapt to any type of situation. I think it makes it worse when you leave them in toxic situations, because then I believe that even if you're happily married, it's okay for your kids to see you argue, because it's okay to have a healthy argument with your spouse, as long as they see you guys know how to make up as well, and we know how to come to an agreement and keep it moving. I think that's a healthy environment, but everyone doesn't agree with that, and I get it. It's fine. But as far as Contessa and this whole thing with Scott, it's in the words of R. Kelly.
No, you ain't gonna be quoting no R. Kelly on here. No. Next. Well, here we are. We're on Scott's page. I see. This is what he captioned this photo. Breaks over. I'd rather take time to clear my head than to respond to bull crap. And then, of course, you see Dr. Contessa.
But look at the typing on the picture. The white. Can you make that out? I know it's white print.
Oh, it's like pink print, because obviously he don't know social media, because why would he do this? But anyways, 100% facts. I've never had a female life coach that I met online. I was just speaking out of anger. 2, my kids know that mommy is my only girlfriend. Awkward joke that went wrong on film. Okay, how did you not clear that up when it kept on coming up, though?
Because he's lying. So he's trying to clear it up on social media. It's not clear. You just made it more messy.
Rasani, what were your reactions to Dr. Contessa filing for a legal separation?
I'm so glad that you called me next, because I didn't want to forget the question. What was it? He never had a female life coach. He said that out of anger. But in the scene, they weren't arguing. It was a conversation. He actually came in to her having a conversation with her life coach.
Yeah, it's very weird.
So what were you angry about? Okay, Scott. All right, fine. We just, we the audience, we're viewing something different than what you're putting out there. All right. I'm glad to see that I finally saw like a real tear from Contessa. Because like throughout the whole season when she's doing her crying thing, the only thing that I saw was her face made up. And when your face is made up to do the ugly cry, but never saw a tear. Sorry.
Oh,
it's true. Go back, watch. Tell me if you see a tear. Somebody tell me. Show me the tear. Screenshot it.
Oh no, not screenshot it.
I don't know necessarily what's going on with Scott and Contessa. I don't, like I said before last week, that I think that she has like something planned out in her head that he seems to not be aware of. he's not in on the plan because they're very confusing to me and they're confusing to everyone. And I don't know. I don't know.
Shantae, quick thoughts before I want to take some callers. What are your thoughts on first of all, what Dr. Scott is saying on social media and what we found out during part 1 of the reunion?
He told on himself. He was trying to cover his tracks, save his own ass, and it just backfired and it don't look like the way he wants it to look, period. So it's like Daniel said, he's lying. He's trying to cover himself. And clearly, like I said, Contessa's reaction last night, that just paired with that tells us everything we need to know. Because like I said, if they wanted to save their marriage, they just need to get off the show. But it might be past saving now. I don't know.
Oh, damn. Ladies, stay on the line. I'm going to take a couple of callers. Right. All right, before we do that, we have almost 400 people in the room. Let's get to 300 likes. We are recapping Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine. As you know, we do that mashup every single week here. And we'll start to do a mashup of Shahs and what else comes on? Well, there'll be the Real Housewives of Potomac, but I think we might just do a separate live for the Real Housewives of Potomac. We might do a separate live for the Real Housewives of Potomac. All right, let me take a couple of callers. Angela, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on Married to Medicine or Shahs?
Can you hear me?
You sound a little low. How come I can't hear you?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to speak clearly. I had a stroke, so just be patient with me. I feel like this is her storyline. And I was on Contessa's side until last night, and they're not all that good actresses and actors, because she would have had to tell them in her dressing room, otherwise the men would have known, because wives tell their husbands everything, and that's why Scott, she filed apparently, and Scott came up there, and I don't believe it now.
Okay.
And I'm going to go back and talk about Jackie and Dr. Jackie. She pretended that she was schooling Toya on how to apologize. And 2 seasons ago, she had to be schooled on how to apologize to Buffy. She did it 3 times before it stuck, because it wasn't a sincere apology.
Y'all really are. Y'all have not forgiven Dr. Jackie.
And and those people that were trashing Heavenly and Toya, what would be the show without Toya and Heavenly? They both bring something really good to the show. And Quad.
Okay. All right. Angela, I appreciate you calling in. We have a long line of people waiting to get on, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hold on. All right. Toya, I'm going to bring you up. Hey, Toya. Toya. Mayday to Toya. You're muted, Toya. Toya. All right. All right. I see a familiar face. Marcel, I'm going to bring you up. Hey.
How are you? I just want to say one thing about Toya. Toya have been very unhappy this year because of her financial situation. She was saying about all the other houses making $1 million, but you got to understand, when you move into a neighborhood like that, a lot of expenses come, like homeowners association, you know, all the stuff that goes with the house. And I think that Eugene has been working himself to death. You remember, he lost all that weight. Now he's gaining all that weight. She should have just said that they're moving because they can't afford it. just coming out of the IRS kind of stuff. They should have just crawled before they bawled, okay?
Oh.
And so, and then I want to tell you about Miss Contessa. Okay, y'all. I know a little bit of Georgia law, and Georgia law doesn't recognize legal separation. It does allow couples to have an alternate called separate maintenance, where they don't live in the same house, but it's not a legal separation. So I think that Contessa said that out of the pressure of listening to Jackie's story when her husband messing around, listening to Simone, and listening to Quad. She said, okay, I'm going to say this. That's why her husband was like, wait a minute, we talked about the D, but we decided we weren't going to do that. And I think that Scott is a person who mentally abuses Contessa because she chose to go to school, because she's trying to better herself, and he doesn't like that. You can see that, he said, you left me here with the kids, but I need to send out a shout out to Scott to say you're not babysitting your kids. They are your kids, and everybody has their separate shift to have responsibility with the kids. But I don't think Contessa will leave him until he does something downright dirty, because even if this is a storyline, they are both embarrassed, and it could affect both of their business, because they do have an office in Atlanta. It could affect their business. So Contessa is going to stay there and take the nastiness because she wants to help her kids, but in the long run, it will not help her children. She needs to leave now, get her bag, live in the house, let him go out there with those hags. No, don't stay with him.
Marcella, thank you.
I love you, Kempire. I love you for helping me. You're my angel.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for supporting the channel always.
Thank you.
All right, Megan, I'm going to bring you up.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, wow, a mess. Everything's a mess. But I just feel like with Scott and Contessa, I just feel like there isn't like a right way to have a breakdown. You know what I mean? So it's just like maybe all of her actions seem erratic, but it's like how many people have been in this situation where it's like their marriage is breaking down on camera, on film. She has been helpless this entire season. So trying to like reach out to her friends, these cries for help. I mean, her like punting the ball to Quad, like, here, Quad, like, tell everybody what's happening because I can't say it. Like, it makes perfect sense to me why she would do that, why she would just, like, she just looks so defeated and she just looks so done, where she's just like, hey, I think everybody here knows what's going on with me. Like, literally just say it. Say it. So, and like, 2, Scott cheated. I'm sorry, he did. He did. Like, I don't know.
Do you know something we don't know, Megan?
Listen, I don't have any inside tea, but he is the perfect picture of a guilty person. Like, how do you go on Instagram and make this whole post about saying like all of this stuff wasn't true, but you said it on camera, Scott. No one was thinking about any woman that you were having conversations with until you said it. So how are you going to get mad at us like this is some bull crap? You said it, Scott. The baby is running around saying like that there's a girlfriend. That's something that you perpetuated. So, I mean, to then get mad at the fans like, oh, like this is like some BS. You said it, and you said it on camera, and like it was totally unprovoked. She wasn't even talking about anything, and you came out and said that. So, I mean, to me, he looks guilty. When Contessa said, well, I don't think he's cheating now, I think that's real. I think he has probably, whether it was like an inappropriate relationship or whatever, like I do think he was doing something he knows he shouldn't have been doing, and now he's trying to clean it up, and it's not working, and we can all see through it. And I think, like some people were saying before, it makes a lot of sense why Contessa is still, you know, cheering for him, whoop-de-whoop-whoop in the comments. Like, it makes a lot of sense. I think she cares about her family and staying together, and like she's always saying, I have 3 kids, so it's very apparent that like she wants them to stay together for the picture, you know, picture perfect family or whatever it is. That's very apparent. So yeah. And what I will say, because I'm a Jackie fan, she apologized to that woman 4 times. It's done. It's over. When they wherever the hell they were in Mexico, she apologized once. Let's say 3 times, because the first time it wasn't really that good. The second time was a little bit better. Then she apologized again and again at the reunion. Leave that woman alone. She is starting a skincare line. Okay, so get your coins up before you come for Jackie. That's all I got to say. And love you, Kempire. Love watching the show. Keep doing your thing.
Thank you so much, Megan. At least someone called in defense of Dr. Jackie. Thank you. All right, I want to round out this conversation. All right, y'all. Oh, Lisa, I'm going to bring you up really quickly for a comment, okay? And then we're going to round out this conversation. We're already going an hour and a half. We have over 300, almost 400 people in the chat. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We're also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, be sure to like us there. Also follow us on Twitter at TheKempire and at Kempire Daily. And we're live on Twitch and on TikTok. Lord, okay, Lisa, I'm gonna take your comment really quickly.
Okay, yes, let's get started. Let's get started with Shahs of Sunset because I missed that. I'm gonna let you know right now. Destiny have no business put a hand on Michael. You put your hand on Michael. Michael's trying to leave the house. Michael said, "Let me grab my coat. Let me get my coat, and I'm finna leave your house." You exactly either go Jessica said, "No, girl, don't, no." Now you put your hand on that man, and I'm tired. And here she goes that time. Somebody was stalking her. Somebody was doing it. No, you just trying to be messy. You want to be in somebody else's business. It ain't none of your business. I'm like Cortessa said. You should have told that girl. I don't want to hear it. Like Cortessa told her, I don't want to hear that problem between you and Mike, because everybody know what Mike does. He is a man whore. Okay. Okay, that's what he is. That's what he is. I'm just saying. Don't put your hand on nobody. Okay? And then she comes and she's been stalking and all that right there and all like that. Chad, last time I'm doing a book, I'm not gonna read that book. You did too dumb. You messy, you're dumb. Said both of them messy. Now I'm gonna go back to me. That's all I gotta say about that right. That's all I got out of that. My homegirl contest, like the caller that said, I believe she just defeated at this point. She is just so defeated. She don't know which way to turn because she don't want to end her marriage. And just like it does with somebody tell you you don't do shit. That hurts. That means you ain't worked my time in glory. You know, me being with you. Now some had to happen because the little girl said daddy got a girlfriend. Now where the little girl bring that at? Where the little girl bring that at? You know what I'm saying? So it's so fun. And I wish people that bag off my girl Toya. Okay, that's my girl. I don't care. Me and her and Patron, hey, we good friends. Okay, I love my girl. I just love my girl. And I'm tired of having to come after her every time Toy say something. Having to say you full of it. No, you full of it. You've been full of since the second season you've been on there. She been trying to come after Mariah for the longest. Like Mariah said, we don't know who Dr. Damon are doing, but you want to know about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I hope Contessa and Scott get it together. Do not put it on the show, because every time I see Contessa crying, it do make me cry, because I do not like families splitting up. I don't care if it is a black family or white family, whatever kind of family. I do not like see couples fighting like that on TV. It makes me cry when I see her cry like that.
Don't start crying, Lisa.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it get very emotional for me, because I see she trying to fight for her family and she want to go to school better herself. I'm like them. She've been through a whole lot. This is a woman been to the military. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She taking this emotion. I believe it is the emotion that she taking from him, and that's not school. That's not cool, Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you need to go to his Instagram and let him know, Lisa.
I will, huh? You know I will, huh? I let him know, huh? It's not cool, Scott. Okay. And you talking about now DP don't need to be in our business. Okay. You shouldn't have went to dinner with Simone and her husband and Toya and her husband.
Lisa,
and you see it on TV. So
I appreciate you calling in.
I love you. I love you, darling.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You too. All right, guys. I want to take one more call and then I want to round out this conversation. We're almost at 400. So let's get to 300 likes. If you're watching the replay of this live, let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Shahs of Sunset and the Married to Medicine reunion part 1. And don't forget, the latest episode of my podcast, Kempire Radio, is out. And don't forget, you get weekly episodes on the Kempire Radio podcast, available on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Patricia, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. Hey, you're muted.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I'm a new listener, so I do enjoy a lot of your content. As far as some of the stuff that you were just talking about, Shahs of Sunset, I'll just comment on that one. That show right there is really interesting to me. The whole Mike situation, I'm over it. Ultimately, my mom always had the saying of, once someone shows you who they are, pay attention. So the fact that he keeps, the same behavior keeps happening, and then people just keep, making excuses for bad behavior, that I can't tolerate. Yeah. So I'm over him. I'm over it's at some point, I'm not even invested in some of the characters. So I can't even, the names, Mike's girlfriend's name, like, come on, girl. Like, I remember watching something, Gigi do an interview with someone, and she started talking about how, this girl is just in it for, some notoriety or something of that nature. And that's why she continues to stay with him, supposedly. But needs to say, I'm over Mike.
Oh, me too. Me too. Patricia, thank you so much for supporting the channel, and welcome to the party.
Thank you.
All right, Toya. Oh, Toya's back. I'm going to take Toya's comment really quickly, and then we'll take some last-minute thoughts. Toya, what's going on?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. What are your thoughts on anything that we talked about today?
So, Shahs of Sunset, Mike really, he really had no reason to apologize to Destiny. Destiny blew that out of proportion. He did not attack her. She was just doing the most, and I'm so over her. I wanted to say about, when you were saying that Adam, you don't like Adam, whatever you said about him, right? I find Adam to be an opportunist. I do not see that really. I know I shouldn't say that, but that's really how I see it.
No, it makes sense to me.
I don't think him and Reza are going to last. There's just something there that half the time I think Reza tries harder than Adam to keep the relationship going. When they were going through that tiff with the naked Jenga thing, Adam did very minimum apologizing, and Reza's the one who was trying to fix it. So I don't get it. But anyway, when it comes to, and I hate, going back about this whole Jackie thing, Jackie is never held accountable for her actions. And I don't like that. Jackie is held, it's almost like she gets away with too much. I'm sorry, for a doctor to say that somebody is whatever she said, that was not right. Her apology, number one, was not sincere when they were on vacation. She basically shut it down. Like she didn't apologize. She just shut the whole thing down. At the reunion, she did not let the lady, Buffy, she didn't give Buffy a chance to express how it made her feel. So I'm sorry, but Jackie to me is just, yeah, she's just BS. Her apologies mean nothing. She doesn't really apologize, for one. Secondly, she thinks she's above everybody else. I'm not feeling her. So for her and not Contessa, for her and Heavenly to go after Toya. Yes, Toya was wrong. She was a bit extra, but I get where she was coming from. If you've been picked on season after season, people are calling you dumb, people are calling you tacky, or that at some point you want to come back and say, you know what, I'm not standing for this. She went about it the wrong way, but I get where she was coming from. Now, what's that other lady's name? Contessa? Contessa, I feel bad for her, but I don't understand. Why did she not just, say, yes, Scott and I filed for a separation? Why did she let the other ladies? That's not their story to tell. I didn't get that part. Like, why have other people speak on your marriage? Why not be the one who's actually going to say, you know what, this is what's going on? There's something there that just is not making sense.
Especially when your husband's backstage watching this.
Yes, and then I don't know if you caught this, but when the separation thing came up, did you catch how Scott said, wait, who? He said he was almost like shocked with the whole thing. He didn't quite understand what was going on.
It was coming up.
Yes, he was shocked that it was being brought up, but when Quad started speaking, he was really blindsided. Now, is he at fault for a lot of the things that he's saying? And that I saw a post somewhere where he said 100% I wasn't I didn't have a personal a life coach or whatever, female life coach. BS, Scott, I'm sorry. That's a lot of you know what. However, I will give this to Jackie. Jackie was absolutely right when she said Contessa does not express how she really feels. Scott is not sure of Contessa's feelings because one minute she's, upset, next minute they're on vacation, so it makes no sense.
Toya, I appreciate you calling in. I want to round this out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just last minute thoughts, everyone. Last minute thoughts and make it snappy. I'll start with Miriam. I like the little background, Miriam, where you are now.
No, that's my living room. That's me.
Fancy.
First, what would you feel if I say, I am sorry and we are done? That's my Jackie. Okay?
You move on from Dr. Jackie. Let's focus on this episode.
I know. I will never move on from people who talk on infertility issues of other women. And there's a crossover here. Shahs, Reza, when he said what he said about the MJ, and her about Buffy. I can't move on from that. For me, that's very bad. And I believe that the troubles of Contessa are real, but they are being used for the show. We need to remind Contessa, even if she leaves Scott, she is still married to medicine, board certified or not. She's a doctor. Okay, and about Shahs, the common denominator is Mike, and you are still in season 3. Wait till you watch the whole show, and you will see who Mike is. And instead of blaming,
I already see who Mike is.
Well, yeah, but the girlfriends, to be honest with you, they are the casualty, the side effects, and the moment that someone in your house, if you feel disrespected and you tell them to go, they need to leave. So yes, he violated destiny, and I hope to God we don't get any other car wash scene. That was, I never seen such. What?
I thought it was comedy.
That was ridiculous. I can't believe they used all that time they never done that before. I think
they were trying to give her a moment.
They gave her a moment, but it was so wrong. It was cringy. Like I don't think
cringy. All right, let's move on. As I said, I want to round this out. Miriam, thank you so much.
Okay, just one thing. Reza is Destiny's ticket to the show. This is why she will give him the interview about himself.
Oh God. Oh God. Thank you, Miriam. Rasani, last minute thoughts.
Miriam, you're 100% correct. That's why Destiny's all up Reza's. Suggestion, Kempire. I think because Shahs, we're kind of like watching it back. You're watching it back and I'm watching it back with you and the current. I think you need like a separate life for Shahs and everything else because we're continuously going back and forth. So it's hard. Let's say Contessa and Scott, that's genuine, that's real. Contessa, I feel for you. In the words of Bonnie Raitt, you can't make him love you.
Nope. Oh, damn, not Bonnie Raitt.
It's true. I can't make you love me. You can't make him love you. If that is the case, it's better for your kids this way because if you're miserable at home, whether you try to put on a happy face or not, your kids know that something's wrong. They may not know quite exactly what it is, but they know that something underneath is wrong and they'll feel that. So if that's the case, get up and leave. I think y'all are being so hard on Mike. Yes, I know he's a male whore. However, the grimy ones, for the most part, are Reza. Reza is really grimy, and yes, let's have two separate lives for them. Just a suggestion. Thank you,
Rasani. Thank you so much for calling in. Shantae, last minute thoughts.
Yeah, so Destiny and her manufactured drama, she don't need to come back next season. Same with Mike. It's the same old wash, rinse, repeat. He can go. As far as MJ and Reza, and will they ever come to like, being friends again? I think they will. I think if it doesn't happen this season, maybe it'll happen like, when they're not filming. But all they really need to do is sit back and go all the way back to who started what with their little mouth and why they're in this predicament in the first place that got them here. And then maybe they can understand, okay, we can't keep talking reckless at the mouth about each other because people's yards get torn up. People don't talk to each other for a long time. And maybe if one of us can watch our reckless little mouth, we can actually be harmonious and have a good friendship for change. As far as Married to Medicine, I think, first of all, they don't need these 3 and 4 part reunions. I know I've said that before, but they really need to cool it. Unless the season was like 30 episodes, it's really unnecessary having these 3 and 4 part reunions and then dragging all the good stuff out until the last part. That's unnecessary. I'm about tired of that. And I think the whole drama with Scott and Contessa, I think we're going to learn a little bit more than we didn't know since they've been on the last 3-4 seasons. So I'm ready for it.
Okay. Shantae, thank you so much for calling in. Nia, last minute thoughts on the Shahs or, of course, Married to Medicine reunion? Nia, I can't hear you.
Hey, can you hear
there
me
we
now?
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to wait till you finish talking before I said anything. I tried to come in earlier, but I got real busy. But I can say
You have
about
a life, I
Shaw's is,
understand.
yeah, it just got hectic out of nowhere. Shahs of Sunset, I actually started watching it with my mom. She's the one that put me on. So when you guys are talking about Asa earlier, I'm a big Asa fan because she is very level-headed. You know, she wasn't about the riches. It seemed like she understand people more than everybody else did. Everybody else was like, oh, we're gonna fight this person or we're gonna lie about this person. I did not like how they ended, how they treated her off. So that's why I never really liked MJ or really care for Reza either. So I think everything they're getting now is their karma because she was pregnant when they were badgering her. Like, you cannot do that to a pregnant woman. You know, the stress can cause anything to happen. So it's their karma. And Mike, like, the whole situation is stupid. He cheated, point blank, period. Didn't he try to run around and say that somebody else is using his messenger and that somebody was lying on him? Boy, just say you cheated, ask her for forgiveness, and go about your business. And Paulina just needs to leave it alone. You can't just keep going to everybody, telling everybody this certain story. And then when people react, oh no, you guys can't react this way, then don't tell nobody if you don't want their advice.
Yeah.
Keep people out of your relationship if you do not want their advice. And what I can say about Married to Medicine is, I agree with the previous caller. They do not need to make it 3 and 4 parts. This season has nothing for 3 and 4 parts, like nothing at all. The majority of it was Contessa and Scott. Scott is a liar. I don't care what anybody says. Scott is a liar. And I'm happy that Contessa brought up divorce, you know, that she filed for a separation to show that she's for real. But yes, Quad should never have nothing to say about it. Like, why are you letting Quad speak for you? The one who's divorced. You understand what I'm saying? And let's not forget her track record. You know, sleeping with married men, allegedly, you know, married Dr. Q just to have a rich husband. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be particular of the people you have around you, because although they may say they want to be for you, because they didn't see their life go that way, they may not want that for you either. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, Contessa looks like she doesn't have a lot of friends, and you could see it because I seen a preview from season 2. She was like, you know, you guys are trying to put it all on me, and you know, he also needs to take, you know, and blame for it. Trust me and believe me, they put all the blame on Scott. They put all the blame on Scott, and it's serious. Like, she needs to be clear, just like how Jackie said, about how she feels. You can't go on vacation with somebody and then they're supposed to know how you feel about a certain situation. Come on.
Yeah.
You're sending mixed signals, and each time you send mixed signals, it's just gonna get worse for you. So I think she'll be fine by herself. She's very beautiful. One thing about Contessa, she is beautiful. And
smart.
she will be fine. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You understand what I'm saying? She is beautiful. She's smart. She has her kid. I feel like at this point, as long as you have your kids, you should be good. Because obviously, Scott, to me, it looks like he's been doing this. I'm sorry. This don't look like something that just came out of nowhere. I feel like he's been done it, and she's actually reached her boiling point.
Oof, oof. Well, I appreciate you, Nia, calling in. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Toya, thank you so much for the super chat. Toya says this: I really hope Reza never gets to meet Shams. Oh, man. Serves him right for how Reza treated Asa. Tommy needs to keep at it. Don't let him meet your son. Damn. You guys are cold-blooded. Guys, if you're just watching this, we just did a Shahs of Sunset and Married to Medicine reunion part 1 recap. Let me know your thoughts, your favorite moments from Shahs of Sunset's latest episode, or if you want to go backtrack and let me know your thoughts on what went down with Asa when she was on the show. Let me know. I like the updates, and I like to hear your different points of view. And let me know your thoughts on this reunion. I feel like part 1 of Married to Medicine's reunion was And I get why maybe they have to do this in 3 parts. You can't even imagine the amount of stuff they cut out. So if we do this all in one, you might be really upset at all the things that they cut out. Just saying. Shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to everyone that was a part of the conversation. Shout out to everyone that called in. And of course, shout out to my mods. I appreciate you guys. I can only do so much when it comes to moderating the chat. I appreciate you. And exactly Farrah said, Kempire, you have the best mods. I know. And I appreciate them so much. Stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, because when there's breaking news, when we go live, or when we upload, you don't want to miss out. And if you're not getting notifications, try turning them off and then turning them back on, and make sure that your phone's notifications are not blocking YouTube. Just an FYI. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, stay locked. We have more live recaps coming this week. Again, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everyone that called in again, and shout out to my mods and everyone that sent in a super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. There are a variety of ways that you can support the channel by liking this video, a nice and easy and free way. But if you'd like to support the channel monetarily, there are links available in the description. And I just remembered, I have not included my Venmo. I will include that, but of course, everything is TheKempire. That way you can support the channel as well. Thank you so much for everyone that was asking on how they can support. But listening, watching, that's a really great support as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening.